all over Australia I find people that are very interested in Miss Pink, and this interest is expressed in a number of ways. Some people are writing stories about her, poetry about her, and in Tasmania we met Gillian Ward, who's been digitising her collection at the University of Tasmania. I asked Gillian about the collection, and Gillian brought out a very interesting letter that Miss Pink had written, and it was in relation to the collection and what she would like for the collection. And so I asked Gillian if she could read the letter to us, and she did.
Which she wrote when she donated the material to UTAS is on file here.
She's got very unique handwriting.
Expressive handwriting.
Very
yes.
expressive handwriting.
All the exclamation marks and underlinings are famous. She's famous for.
What did she say?
Okay, dear Mr. Sprod. Mr. Sprod was the university librarian at that time. This is April 1973. I'm very unwell today, so I'm giving the enclosed to Glenn Hewitt to read and post for me. It may help him write to the director of the Hobart Museum and Art Gallery about the Aboriginal artefacts. It is very distressing to have to burden one's friends with things one should do, or even better, have done oneself. But I just cannot, and the exhausting humid heat is continuing since last October. My thanks to you, Olive Muriel Pink, in brackets, born in Hobart. So that's obviously important. But I am writing this to you to explain away a mistake he has made, and so help the sorting being done. They are far coming from the arid regions in some instances. A few are from Hobart, a few are from Sydney, a few are from Perth, and a few are from Darwin. But from a failing memory, the majority were made in 1930 between Corn, I think, South Australia, and Alice Springs. A 3-month journey. Stopping where the flowers were. It meant stopping where the flowers were reported by the gangers and fettlers of... I'm not sure what that is. Often being at their best in 1930. And quite half that distance was not arid at all. This is very badly expressed. It is done with great effort. But I think being as exact as possible at my age is very important, and I have tried. Some years ago I donated I donated an Albert Namatjira painting to the Hobart Art Gallery. But as he was when I bought it, then only Camel Man to Rex Batterby, and experimenting with watercolour. I had to get the Lutheran minister, Reverend Albrecht, to certify it was genuine, as I had asked Albert to sign it on the back, as he had not then begun to sign anything. So Mr. Albrecht's letter is there too. It's most valuable, now one of Albert's earliest attempts. Later, Mr. Hewitt is going to send the Aboriginal artefacts to the museum as my gift. I exhibited them, some of them anyway, in the museum, as if he is still alive. My friend from youth, Dr. Sir Ludwig Crowther, knows, and the owner of the Mercury knew too, about 1936. But you can burn all this letter after correcting the arid. Yours sincerely, Olive Muriel Pink, born St. Patrick's Day.
It was great meeting Gillian and her reading the Olive Pink letter, and I was really keen to get back to Alice Springs and continue on with our work on the first garden. Before we left, I had one more question for Gillian.
I think it would be wonderful for them to be seen more widely. So far they've really only been viewed in Hobart and in Alice Springs, and I think people aren't really aware of this side of Olive Pink. She's known more for her anthropology and work with Indigenous people, and so it'd be interesting to sort of have a sort of rounded picture of a lot of the passions that she had, and certainly flowers as sort of, the gardens in Alice sort of certainly highlight that side of her life, but I don't think many people have seen, other than the ones that, the fact that they're online, people aren't really aware of her. interest in painting. So it would be wonderful to see some of her other artwork. If anyone's got an olive pink tucked away on their wall, because she painted a lot of. I think she did a lot of oil paintings and things in Tasmania, and she exhibited at the special painting exhibitions here around the turn of the century. So her work must be somewhere. 3 of her works were donated to us from the Olive Pink Botanic Garden to protect them. So we've got a life drawing from the Julian Ashton School, an oil painting that she did, and also the painting that she kept with her till she died, that Harold Southern painted, which is...
So indeed, Miss Pink's work must be somewhere, and here we are, getting ready, 3 weeks to go before the first garden premieres in New South Wales, and we might potentially now have an exhibition of Miss Pink's works to accompany our play. Really excited.